Hey Run Junkies, throughout the summer we've been talking a lot about triathlon, and I want to thank you for following me on this journey back to this amazing sport. Like with running though, there are a lot of options for distances and different formats. So today I want to share with you some of those options, not just with the distances, but maybe taking a sport out here and there, the different formats that multisport can take. Obviously, when you were talking about triathlon, you were talking about 3 sports. Most often that includes the swim, the bike, and the run. There are options out there that will allow you to kind of mix and match and decide which one you want to do first. There was a race here called My Way or the Tri-Way, and you could choose which order you did those 3 sports. The first distance though that I want to talk about is the sprint triathlon. Typically and most often, this is roughly 800 meter swim, a 13-mile bike, and a 5K run. Depending on the course and the organizer, you may see that some of these distances are slightly different from one another depending on where you are, but this is a great entry-level distance. Because it's so great for first-timers, I love the support and the camaraderie that you get with these shorter distances. You'll see a lot of first-timers at sprint distance triathlons, and these are the easiest for organizers to hold, so you might see them more often than the longer distances. It doesn't take up a lot of road space, and it doesn't require as many volunteers as the longer distances do. Next up is the Olympic or the international distance. This is a 1,600 meter swim, roughly 1 mile, a 40-kilometer bike ride, and a 10K run. The Olympic distance is a great step up for sprint triathletes who want to kind of up their game a little bit, but along with that, you get a little bit more competitiveness. You start to see a few of the really nice bikes out there, but this is still a great and sustainable challenge for a newer triathlete. Next up is the half Ironman distance. Like with the half marathon, this is not half of anything. 70.3 miles total. It's a 1.2 mile swim, a 56-mile bike, and a half marathon tacked on to the end of that. Just like the distance between the 10K run and the half marathon, there is a lot more to think about when you're making that jump from the Olympic to the half Iron. Races like this require much more support than smaller events, and there is a significant elite field that does these races all around the world. Competition can be much stiffer, and if you are going for a 70.3, having done several sprint triathlons and Olympic triathlons, you really want to make sure you're investing in your training and taking care of your body, not just with the 3 sports in training, but also the nutrition, the hydration, and all of the maintenance that comes with it, the foam rolling, the stretching, and the strength training. Then there's the mother load, the full Monty, the Ironman distance, 140.6 miles. Now Ironman, to be clear, is a branded event. You can do a 140.6 mile race without it being branded as an Ironman, but with Ironman comes its own prestige, and there is something about being called an Ironman. So let's talk distances. 2.4 mile swim, 112 mile bike, and a 26.2 mile run. A 2.4 mile swim, just for clarity's sake, is 4,224 yards. I had to look it up. 169 lengths in a standard lap pool. The bike ride is almost 80% of the total distance, and the run, you know, you're tacking a marathon onto the end of all of this. Like with the standalone marathon, Ironman is something you take on after years of experience. The training for it is a part-time job. Now, I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I will tell you that personally, out of 15 years of this running and triathlon journey, my favorite moment, far and away, is crossing that Ironman finish line in 2015. Nothing has come close. It hurts. It's challenging. It is an excruciatingly long day, capping off an even more excruciatingly long training plan, but it's glorious. It's estimated that 700,000 people of the world's population has finished an Ironman. Less than 1/100%. Yeah, that's pretty dang impressive. And then you have the World Championships in Kona. One of these days, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna watch that race. I bucket list item, folks. Now let's bring it back a little bit though. What if you're not quite ready for the sprint, but you still wanna do a triathlon? You're just not ready for the distance of a sprint. Many places will have a mini or a mock tri, and those can be done with different fitness groups or rec centers. So look it up in your local area. You might find something close by. Many of those will be done in a pool. So you're not swimming in open water, you're just swimming down and back in a pool in a controlled environment. Now let's say you aren't a fan of one of the three sports. Let's say you're not comfortable in the water, or you just can't stand riding the bike. There are options for you too that still fall in the multi-sport category. First up, there's the aqua bike. Now, no, you're not riding your bike in the water. Okay, first off, you start with the swim, and then you go out for the bike, and then you're done. And then there's the aquathon, which is the swim and then the run. And then you have the duathlon, or the bike and the run. Now, I've also seen it run, bike, run. So you're still doing two sports, but you're substituting the swim for another run. Check your local race calendar for any one of these options, and you might find something that is easily attainable for you. Bottom line is this: you have options for multi-sport. Lots of them. While the number of triathletes is significantly less than the number of runners, it is still an extremely supportive and encouraging community, especially for the first timer. Multi-sport is a great way to mix things up in training. My question for you today is this: now that we've talked about all of your options, which one seems the most appealing to you? Please leave thoughts, questions, comments, and suggestions in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Next week, I'm finally getting around to sharing with you my Ironman Boulder volunteer experience, and in particular the finish line. That is complete with Ironman announcer Mike Riley. And like I said before, crossing that finish line at an Ironman event and having Mike Riley call you an Ironman, there's nothing like it. Thanks so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up if you like this video. Until I see you next time, go find your awesome and happy running.